Thank you, Rev Joan. It's good to see everyone. Let me just take you all in for a second. It's good to see you, Joe. Oh my goodness, it's good to see you. It's good to see you, Star. Thank you for joining us today. And anyone else that's here with us for the first time, welcome to UUCR and welcome to Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living. So I'm Rep. Melissa. I'm the spiritual leader at Rockland CSL, and it's always good to be here at UU. So at Rockland CSL, we are exploring our annual theme. And the theme is Rooted in Oneness, Living as Principle. And we're going to explore that this month with our monthly theme, which is Authentic Voice, Authentic Voice. And we're rooting ourselves this month in the universal principle of the law of vibration. And we are centering ourselves in the spiritual practice of speaking truth to power. So I want to just remind all of us that the origins of the word authentic comes from a word that means one who does things oneself and original. So we are an original vibration on this planet. Each one of us. Robin singing is an original vibration on the planet. And Robin's vibration is definitely in tune with love. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, so let's thank Robin for blessing us with her gift today. So our message today is overcoming silence, individual and collective liberation. So I want to ground us in these words from Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And he wrote these words when he was in a Birmingham jail. And he wrote these words in response to a public statement of concern and caution issued by 8 white religious leaders of the South. So most people are familiar with Dr. King's words, injustice everywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And that quote was taken from that letter. In that same letter, Dr. King wrote about negative peace and positive peace. He wrote about the white moderates who prefer a negative peace, which is the absence of tension, to a positive peace, which is the presence of justice. So there's a kind of peace that goes on the outside, that looks good on the outside, is quiet, is orderly, it's not disruptive, there's no protest, there's no raised voices. But Dr. King warned us about this kind of peace. So I submit to you that there is also a negative silence and a positive silence. So negative silence is what we get when we silence ourselves to keep everyone else feeling comfortable. Negative silence is when we are being compliant. Negative silence is a chain that keeps us bound personally and collectively. But positive silence is what we co-create when we speak the truth, even if our voices tremble. Even if our voices tremble, even if we're feeling fear, even if we're feeling uncomfortable, we speak it because it is the truth. So Dr. King wasn't just talking about society at large. He was talking about each and every one of us, our inner lives, our homes, our communities, our congregations, our churches, and our centers. How often do we choose to be quiet over confrontation? And I like to call confrontation care-frontation. Silence over speaking up. Comfort over truth. Overcoming silence is not always golden. It's not always easy. Poet and civil rights activist Audre Lorde said in her essay, The Transformation of Silence into Language and Action, she said this, "Your silence will not protect you." And I want to add to Audre that your silence will not liberate you. So there is power, real revolutionary power, in using our authentic voices, authentic, original voices, those vibrations of love, of peace, of oneness, of joy. That is the vibrations that I am speaking to. Not the voice shaped by fear or by what others say you could be or could do. Not the voices that are edited by other people's expectations of you, but the voice born of your truth. The voice that is your divine story. The voice that is your divine calling. The word reminds us in Proverbs 31, 8 and 9. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and the needy. Speaking up is sacred, yes? Justice is spiritual, yes? Liberation is a divine assignment, yes? Yes. Your voice is not too much. Have you ever been told that? Oh my goodness, you're just a little bit too much. Could you pike it down? And I haven't said a word. I'm just standing there being my fabulous self, but yet I'm too much. Right? You're not too much. Your original vibration is not too much. This whole universe vibrates it and reflects it back to each one of us. Can you feel it? Are you open to it? Are you reflecting it back? So it's not necessary to think or believe that love is not powerful, that love is not a force for change in this world. Love is enough, y'all. Love is enough. Your voice is not too much. It is a necessary instrument in the divine orchestra of liberation. So Dr. King's letter was written on April 16th, 1963. Does it still apply today? Absolutely. Still applies today. What is today? May 18th, 2025. It still applies today. So let's talk about now, this present moment. We are living in deeply divisive times where fear is being weaponized, where truth is being distorted, and silence is often mistaken for neutrality. So what decisions are we making now? Silence in the face of injustice is not neutral. It is a decision. When we decide to be neutral, we made a decision. Did I hear what I said? Yes. Okay. As people of faith, conscious, and divine authority, we are not called to be passive observers of oppression. We are called to stand up, to speak out, and to be the moral voice in a culture that often forgets its soul. And I know it could feel risky, uncomfortable, and that's okay. That's okay. Our collective liberation depends on our willingness to tell the truth, even when it's unpopular, even when it disrupts dinner tables, pews, or political parties. This is the time to break the silence, the negative silence, not in anger, but in alignment, not in fear, but in faith. So speaking out isn't limited to marching in the streets, to protesting. It can happen in everyday moments. Every day we can choose courage over comfort. So I want to share 5 practical everyday ways we can speak out and break silence. Beyond protesting, protesting is wonderful. And yet, not everyone's job is to protest, right? So what can we do in our everyday lives where we are grounded in spiritual alignment and authentic expression? I'm going to give you 5. We could speak up in conversations, just our natural conversations with the people who are in our lives. We can challenge harmful language or ideas at the family dinner table. Thanksgiving might be a good time for that. Workplace meetings or casual chats with friends. Whether it's a racist joke, a sexist comment, or uninformed political opinion, you can gently but firmly say, that doesn't sound right to me. Can we talk about why? Just to open up the conversation, not to blame, not to have anyone defend themselves, but could we just talk about that? 2, use social media consciously. So we could use our online platforms to share truth, amplify marginalized voices, or bring awareness to justice issues. We could post quotes and articles or videos that reflect the values of love and oneness, that inspire dialogue, not division. So your feed on your social media can become a digital platform of peace and purpose. 3, we could write letters, send emails to elected officials, school boards, local businesses, or community organizations when policies and decisions do not reflect equity and justice. A well-worded message can carry spiritual weight and civic impact. So our words on paper can move systems into motion. 4, create brave space in your community. We could start a book club. We could start small group conversations. We could decide that we're going to have just honest conversations about race and justice, identity, and faith. We could be the ones that say, let's not avoid the hard stuff. Let's grow through this together. So liberation can happen in our living rooms, not just in legislation. 5, we could model authenticity publicly. So we could live our truth out loud. We could live our truth in our work, in our art. We could live our truth in our parenting, in our neighboring, in our leadership. When you share your story, your struggles, and your spiritual journey with vulnerability and with integrity, you give others the permission to do the same. So your voice is your loudest sermon. So this is our call to action today. We speak, we share, we shift. What are we doing?
We speak, we share, we shift.
Yes. So we speak just something from your own personal experience. You could speak that. You could share it. We share by just finding just one person that we could share with, that we could start a dialogue with, someone that we may not normally do so. We could share. And we get to shift by committing to disrupting negative peace and negative silence. So when you notice that you have that urge to keep things calm at the expense of truth, take a breath, know that you are enough, know that your voice is original, that it is needed in this world, and speak it. and speak it. So may we all rise in our full, authentic expression, and may we be sacred instruments of positive peace, a peace that heals, that liberates, and that transforms. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Peace and blessings.